Hey guys, Ashley with Well-Fed Health here. In this video, I want to talk about one of the biggest mistakes that I see people often make whenever they start some sort of new diet or weight loss journey, whatever that looks like for them. And I see this so much that I wanted to take an opportunity to talk a little bit about it today. Let's dive in.
Right, guys, this is it. This is the number one mistake that I see most often when people are working through their weight loss goals. It's over restriction. All right. And what do I mean by that? Cutting your calories way too low. And for a lot of people, this doesn't even mean tracking calories. We may not even be putting things into a calorie counter. It just means that we've taken this weight loss journey with the approach of, I'm going to eat as little as possible and work out as much as possible. And guess what? This is a recipe for failure, and I've seen it time and again. And you're probably shaking your head like, yeah, I've done this before. This has been my approach. And you're not alone. And the worst part is when this approach doesn't work, most people blame themselves, and then we'll start to have thoughts like, I can never stick to my goals. I have no willpower. I always mess things up. And the worst one of them all, the worst inner dialogue, and I know you've probably said it to yourself before if you've been trapped in this cycle, I suck. But let me stop you right here because the important thing for you to know and what I want to express in this video today is that it's not you, all right? It's not you that's failing. It's your plan that's failing. I want to talk to you a little bit about this over restriction cycle. Let me walk you through it, okay? Sunday, you're motivated. You're meal prepping. You're ready to make some big changes. You've got a plan. Monday rolls around. You're locked in, all right? You've got egg white breakfast, chicken and broccoli for lunch, same for dinner, a handful of nuts for a snack. You're sticking to your plan, all right? Monday feels fantastic. Tuesday, you wake up still feeling good, maybe a little tired, but hey, that's a part of it. You've got this. Wednesday, fatigue is starting to set in and you start making little adjustments to your plan, okay? Maybe you opt in for a sugar-free latte and egg white bites from Starbucks for breakfast, or maybe you hop in on the Jimmy John's order from, in the office for lunch and you skip the chips, but it's probably not the best thing that you could have had planned for the day. Thursday rolls around and guess what? It happens every time. Staff Appreciation Day. And what's in the break room? Donuts. And the good donuts, not the shitty ones. And I know you know what I'm talking about, okay? And at first you resist, all right? But then you go back to your office and it's all you can think about. And finally, you head back and you grab a half a donut. And then the guilt starts to set in. Cue the negative self-talk. And then what happens? The spiral starts to occur. This over-restriction cycle starts to happen. You go back. You grab another donut. Maybe you grab two. They're not easy. It's not easy to eat two donuts, right? Like you can do that. It's easy to do. By dinner, you've ditched the meal prep. Maybe you're out with margaritas with friends. By Friday, your plan is completely out the window. The weekend, forget about it. And I know we've all been there. And then comes the line we've all said a million times. I'll start again on Monday. Sound familiar? I'm sure it might because I think we've all been there. I've been there before. And here's the thing. It's not your willpower that failed you. It's your plan, right? I want to say that again because this is the biggest part of this message today that I want you to understand. It's not your willpower that failed you. It's your plan. And this is why over-restriction doesn't work, okay? That perfect Monday that you planned out, that perfect Monday with egg whites and chicken and almonds and broccoli, these things, you probably ate 900 calories that day. 1,000, maybe, max, if we're pushing it, depending on your portion sizes. That's way too low for most people. And your body, it's smart. It really is. It's this magical machine and it's designed to protect you. And when you eat too little, your body, after a few days of that, is going to send signals, powerful hunger cues to get you to eat. And when that happens, and in our current culture, when you're also simultaneously surrounded by hyper processed delicious foods, you're going to cave. And it's not a lack of willpower, it's biology. It's your body, your brain is designed to do that when you're in these very low calorie deficits. So what is the solution? We need a sustainable solution. When I work with clients, my goal is to ditch the restriction mindset and find a calorie range that supports your weight loss goals while also keeping you satisfied and consistent. Okay, this means that we need to find a calorie range that is slightly in a deficit, right? Like we do need to be in a deficit in order to lose weight. That means we're eating a little bit less than what our true energy needs are. But we don't want to be so far into a deficit that our body goes into survival mode and starts sending us the panic donut button, all right? And this may mean that we're only aiming for a half a pound, maybe a pound of weight loss a week, not 5 pounds overnight. And I know that's what is like often advertised in different like rapid weight loss plans. All right. And I know slower progress can feel frustrating, but let me ask you this. Would you rather lose 10 pounds over the course of 2 to 2.5 months and keep it off? Or would you rather continue to lose and regain the same 10 pounds for years? Because I know that that's an incredibly frustrating feeling. I've been there. Right? This way of being in a range that keeps you satisfied and consistent, this is actually the fastest way. So how do you find your ideal calories? All right, so that's the question, right? So how do we find this like magical range? Well, there are a number of factors that impact what your unique calorie needs are. And I say that with emphasis because you, my friend, have unique needs. You're not the same as everybody else. So don't go and try to do the exact same thing that your friend down the hallway is doing, because you guys are completely different people. You have completely different lives and completely different bodies. Okay, here are some factors that can impact what your calorie needs are. Your age, although that one doesn't impact it as much as what people think. Your height, your weight, your activity level, your muscle mass. Okay, the more muscle we carry, the higher our calorie needs are. Your stress levels can have an impact on your metabolic needs, your sleep, and then also your diet history. And by diet history, I mean, how have we been eating for the past 6 months, right? Because that can have an impact on what your calorie needs are. All of these come into play when we want to figure out what your unique needs are. And if you're not quite sure where to start, I've got you covered, right? Because I understand that you need to have a place to start with this. And that is why I put together a macro calculator. So in the caption here, in the show notes or the description of your video, you're going to see a link. This is going to take you to a free calculator that I put together. And unlike other calculators that are out there, this is going to take into account not only your goals, but also things like body fat percentage that can have a big impact on your overall calorie needs. Okay, so if you're interested, be sure to check that link so that you can get a good range to get you started. All right, and if you need extra support, I've got some great coaching options within Well-Fed Health where I teach you how to fuel your body, stay accountable, and succeed long term. And we can take these targets, right, and we can modify and tweak based off of how they're working for you to get you the results that I know that you desperately want so much. All right. So let me leave you just with some final thoughts here. All right. As you approach into this, and if you're here, if you're listening to this, my guess is that you've got some goals, you've got some motivation to create some changes, and I love that. And that alone is something to be proud of. As you move into this, into your goals, and you're ready to make some changes, please don't just start eating as little as possible. Okay? Instead, really look to learn what your individual body needs and approach your nutrition from a place of more. All right? More real whole food, more nourishment, more energy, more consistency. Okay? Instead of fighting against your body, think about like, how can I nourish my way to my ideal body? And a part of that is making sure that you're getting enough calories to keep your body feeling safe while you work through these goals. If you need help, I'm here for it.
Hey guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining. If any of this resonated with you, be sure to click the link in the show notes or in the description. Check out that macro calculator. It'll ask for your email address to get into that. That email address is so that I can continue to send you some really awesome freebies and free resources and information. Check it out. Like, subscribe, comment if you have any questions. I would love to more hear about your individual stories. All right, we'll talk soon. Bye.